Hello, good evening. It's High Priestess Jamila. You know what? I wanted to come on here and say that hello, it's High Priestess Jamila. Happy Friday to y'all. Happy full moon as well. I got to come talk to y'all. And, some people you can get through to, some people you can't. Some people know that you're a practitioner and they feel as though you probably take care of these types of things anyway. But the problem is that if you have someone doing work on you and you kind of halfway take it seriously, but then again, you halfway don't, in order for you to effectively reverse that situation, you have to know that witchcraft is very real and you have to be humble. You have to be humble. You listen, this is what's very important because I'm just going to tell you that it's nothing that you can do about it. Even some of the most powerful priests in this world, priests of Jesus, even they believe in witchcraft. It is foolish for you to not. Hey, Universal. Hello. Thank you for the heart, sweetie. Thank you. So I have seen so many people, even people that I know close to me, even people that I know personally to me, you know what they'll do? They'll say, I don't believe in that witchcraft. I don't believe that they did that. I don't believe you when you tell me that this coven is doing work on me. I don't believe it when you tell me that the coven I'm rocking with really ain't my friend. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe you. I don't believe that they trying to sacrifice me. I don't believe that they hurting me and my family. I don't believe it. But yet you're telling me all of this fucked up shit that done happened to you. And the fucked up shit that's been happening to you for years. It's time for some of y'all to wake the fuck up. You'd be surprised if it is the least. And let me tell you something. Not everybody that is practicing witchcraft is out in the open. I've had people tell me, I don't know if I can trust you. Well, I'm telling you, I'm a witch, ain't I? If I were lying to you and telling you that I wasn't a witch or that I didn't know anything about witchcraft, then you wouldn't be able to trust me. But being that I'm upfront with you and I ain't trying to pull no wool over your eyes. I'm not. And right now, I think we're at crossroads for real. Everybody is. Somebody's doing work to do harm on you. And keep in mind, some of these people know witchcraft and they got into witchcraft. They got into witchcraft because they were evil and they were hurting because of something. Okay? And so they got that evil eye on them. They got evil in them. And they doing evil stuff to you. And sometimes it's the person that you least expect. You may you you may get into a car accident, several of them. You may get into several car accidents. Sorry, it's time for the wine. Hold on, y'all. You may get into several car accidents and be thinking, oh shit, I'm just having bad luck. Nobody just has bad luck. Nobody just has bad luck just on some bullshit. You don't realize that a practitioner may have put a spirit on you that caused that accident. And you lucky you didn't die, because the intent was to kill your ass. I have seen things like this happening to people, and I can even see the spirit around them that is causing the problem. But there are some people that still foolishly don't believe in it. And in order for you to get that shit off of you, you're going to have to, shit, let's call it a Hecate today. You were in the world of witchcraft. At some point, you got pulled into it. Maybe by your spirits, maybe by your ancestors. Your ancestors may have been witches or shamans or voodoo priests. What you gonna do? I'm not gonna practice witchcraft. It says it's wrong in the Bible, and I'm just gonna let the witchcraft kill me. Then fuck it. But your ancestors is telling you something. They're like, "Are you a fucking idiot? You better do something." Here's the bad part about witchcraft that don't nobody talk about. If somebody hexes you or sicks Belial on you, usually whenever somebody's lying, it's either Belial or the devil. You're going to hell when you do die. You're going to go to purgatory or hell. So a lot of people say, well, death. Death will bring it into this. Damn it. I'm not going to light a candle. I'm just going to let it kill me. That's what y'all do. And a lot of y'all, the shit do kill you or damn near kill you. What do you think happens when you die? I've had family members would work on them. Guess what I've had to do for my own dead folks is pull them out of hell. And you may not stay in hell. You better have a spiritualist daughter that's contacting you. And everybody don't have that. That's why a lot of y'all loved ones is burning in hell when they die. And y'all always love to try to kill the messenger, but you can't kill me. I'm tired of people trying to do death magic on me. Okay, do some death magic on your life to do some change. People will start sending me bad energy when I tell the fucking truth. When I tell a man, hey, that man is doing work on you, you better fucking listen. You better fucking listen when I tell you that a male is doing work on you. I have had several men that I talked, my father included. About 10 years ago, I told my dad he was cursed. He never listened. And he's still foolishly running around in a curse, blind as a fucking bat. And they think witches are selfish or evil. We're not. We're concerned about our loved ones, and y'all are not listening to us. I have told people, I have said, look, that person's doing work on you. No, they not. They ain't got nothing. They ain't doing work. I'm like, but shit, your health failing, you ain't got no money, you're broke, you're sick, you can't get out of the goddamn bed, you don't feel good. For some reason, people don't fucking want to listen. And so for most of the time, the people in my life are very lucky because I can recognize when somebody done put something on your ass. That's for my loved ones and my family. Okay. But a lot of y'all and shit, even a lot of my family is reluctant to listen to what the fuck I'm saying. They'll say, oh, I got Jesus, but yet they sick as fuck. I like feeling good. I like being healthy. You know what I'm saying? I felt good last night. Y'all see that spiritual bath I took? Yes, yes. And a lot of the evil witches, they can't stand me. That's why I ain't got no friends out here now. Okay, I don't give a damn because my love is more powerful than their evil eye. Somebody told me once that I have a heart of gold. This was when I was probably about 10 years old. Somebody told me that. They said, you have a heart of gold. Because I do. I don't mind putting myself at risk. God damn it, I'm not scared. I got my Eve. She gives me strength. If I feel the need, I will go to the underworld. And my enemies, sometimes Belial, whenever they go knocking on Belial's door, he's at attention because I was Belial's lover in one of my lifetimes. So he just loved to mess with me. He like, I'm still in love with you, baby. Okay. And so Belial will fuck with me, but if I tell Belial to do something, he'll do it. So I kind of do have special favors in the underworld. You know what I'm saying? Like I can brag about that shit. So if I ask Belial right now, hey, I know you're there, Belial. Now go back to the person that sent you and torment the fuck out of him. He's gonna do it for me. Okay. Don't let me do some kind of naked show for Belial. Or do something sexual for Belial. He'll destroy the hell out of you and he don't bother me. Okay. Most of the demons in hell don't really bother Jamila. So I know that you a spiritualist that has to use spirits. And then I know necromancy. And how to banish spirits. So your enemies want you dead. That's why you ain't been feeling well. You need to get in one of them spiritual baths. But see, your enemy has covered up your eyes. That's a part of the thing. See what I'm saying? See, when they see my people's coming, they know we coming. Because it's a lot of light that's going to show up for you, goddammit. You got to know your enemy. What is in the dark always comes to the light. Okay? And so you got to know your enemy because your enemy may have some skills and you have to respect that about your enemy. You do. You can't say, you motherfuckers can't fuck with me. I am the supreme and the greatest that there will ever be. Well, if you really believe that, then that's your protection. But a lot of y'all don't even believe in witchcraft. You wouldn't be able to say that about your enemies. In fact, you'd rather be in denial about them altogether. I'm not going to let you lay down there and die like that. I'm going to pick your ass up. That's what my job is here. And that's with any of y'all that got some crossing or some hexing or some spirits on you. Sometimes, fuck a hex, your enemy can conjure a spirit and put that motherfucker on you. The sooner you give in to witchcraft, the happier you'll be. You got to surrender. Once you surrender, everything will come back to you. Your circulation, your health, your money. Everything will come back to you. And when I tell you that a coven is doing it, I've actually told people before that are crossed, I've told them, look, there's a coven doing work on you. No, they're not. Okay. 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 And some of these covens is dead. Sometimes you may have a dead coven, which could be somebody's fucking ancestors. You better start listening to me. I'm passionate about this shit, y'all. Because if I lose one more motherfucker in my life, if I lose one more loved one, which some of them choose to go through it, I wouldn't want to go through that. I know that My mom didn't listen to me a lot, but she knew about witchcraft, but she only knew from the cursing aspect. And so I kept telling my mother, I kept telling her, somebody doing work on you. She did not listen. My mother went through an immense amount of pain and suffering, even after her life, even after she passed. I know, because I was definitely, she didn't want me at that funeral for a reason. But I was there, and I probably shouldn't have even attended by video chat because it felt like a fucking freight train hit me. So my mother was actually very protective of me, but she wanted to sort of sacrifice herself for me. I don't fucking understand it. Shit, I wish she was here right now. Just, her voice and everything, just my mother was a vessel of joy. Seriously. And it's because whenever you leave, you realize I didn't really want to leave. I want to come back. That's the first thing my mom did. She said, have another baby so I can be reborn. And I'm going to name her Sherry. No, I didn't talk too much. I don't have a personal belief that my enemies can do harm to me. So that's not a personal belief of mine. But see, the enemy to y'all is witchcraft within itself. See, I don't believe that witchcraft is harmful. It hasn't been harmful for me. Yes, there are witches that will throw the evil eye at you and try to do harm to you. But that doesn't mean that you have to hate witchcraft, because it is who the fuck you are. Especially some of y'all born with all these moles and shit. Some of y'all got a mole right smack dab on top of your damn nose, and you'll say, I'm not a witch. My ancestors wasn't witch. Well, motherfucker, they marked your ass, because why you got a mole like on the tip of your goddamn nose? Some of y'all be like, send me y'all picture. Y'all have moles all over your goddamn body. But if you have a mole on your chin, that means that you a supreme witch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Or there's some people that have a mole right in the middle of their fucking third eye. That's a bad motherfucker right there. You don't want to fuck with them, but see, they don't know their own power. And a lot of y'all that I be helping, y'all don't need to know y'all own power yet, because you would do some shit that would fuck some people up. You out of control. That's why you don't know. So you halfway there and you halfway not there. You see what I'm saying? But see, some of y'all got to be all the way 100 with it. Okay? Sometimes you got to be all the way live with that shit. That's why I tell people I am a witch. I can help you. They think, oh, you're attacking me. I'm not fucking attacking you. I'm trying to help you. Why would I want enemies? Who the fuck wants enemies? But some of us have enemies just because we cute. Some of us have enemies because we got the Midas touch. I know I was born with that shit. I'm lucky as fuck. I done had so many goddamn near-death experiences that death has become one with me. Okay? Shit, I almost died the other goddamn night. I don't have 9 lives. I have more like 9 million lives. So I know I'm very, very, very lucky. That's why my enemies, because I have many of them, you know what I'm saying? I have many. But the only reason why they're enemies is because they're jealous. And all my enemies is at a weak vantage point. And it's because of the fact that for some reason, when I went to heaven after that last lifetime, I met up with Saint Raphael, and he gave me healing powers. He gave me healing powers. Okay. So evidently I must have did something in my previous life to help somebody tremendously. I had grace. Okay. So Saint Raphael made me a healer. which has had its drawbacks, but honestly, it's a very good skill, because you got enemies out there that's into medical witchcraft. They'll speak some medical issues on your motherfucking ass. Y'all know I'm a witch. Thank you, goddess. Yeah, man, that shit is a trip. They'll be like, you're gonna get angina in your vagina. Somehow, sometimes you can reverse or either hex an enemy and get your mojo back. You'd be like, damn, I got my mojo back. Mm. And you better be careful with that, sis. But you know what? How many times have you went through it? I think that I've had a lot of instances to where, where I think sleep paralysis comes from? I think that comes from somebody trying to steal your soul. That's what I think. A lot of people say that when you sleep, your soul wanders. But sometimes if you wake up, can't move, if you're an adult experiencing that, all I gotta say is, Molly, you in danger, girl. Shit, I don't know what I did as a child, but I got rid of that fucking shit. I went through that as a child a couple of times, and I remember, y'all. I Now that I'm, when you start to remember shit, like I remember doing work, doing rituals as a child. I remember that shit. I sit in my room and do rituals and shit. Not with no candles, because your parents ain't gonna give you no fire to play with. But when little baby witches, they be doing their little rituals and shit. I be hearing my son fight with demons. And he only 8 years old. He fights with demons and wins every day. And sometimes mama got to help him. But see, with men, it comes out through their video games. So Jacob be down there playing them. He be like, no, no. That boy, oh my God, y'all. Sometimes, every now and then, it ain't often. That's her demons trying to take your soul. But see, that's why you have to be universal. I can work with any deity. The ones that we all work with the different deities during the Sabbats. So like this August, you working with love. If somebody done sent something behind you to harm you, to make you go to jail, to bring death and destruction to your life, love, Lanasa, Lamas. In fact, let's invoke love. He's an Irish deity. But see, y'all can tell by my last name that I got Irish in my blood. I do have white in my blood. Native American. Native Americans came from Irish too. They were there. Our people were everywhere. It wasn't just slavery that brought our people over here. We was already fucking here. See, what they don't tell you in those slave movies is that not every black person was like that. Okay. And so, but those of you that got the slave mark on you, you can take that shit off of you. So staying ahead of the game is important. You know, I've been encouraging most people that come and get a reading from me, you're witches, and I always encourage you to start taking your beginner classes. It's where you get, it's a total of my beginner classes is a total of 6 hours. The Hecate's Realm classes is a total of 10 hours with me as guidance. But really, where the real work comes in, where you learn, is the shit you go through. And you can't let this goddamn fear and shit kill you or let you die. Because my spirits will come and resuscitate your ass. My spirits are very powerful. I do work with some very, very high spirits, and the low spirits give me favor. They don't fuck with me. They let my mama go. They let my mother go. So my mother initially was snatched down, and I was able to go down there and pull her up so that she could be cleansed and her soul could be cleansed and she could be reborn. Otherwise, she would have stayed in fucking hell probably for a fucking eternity. And it was an evil low spirit. As soon as I found out my mom died, but even them evil low spirits that speak to you, they are helping you because they let me know what was going on with my mama, and I was able to help my mama. See, help is very close to the word hell. There's a lot of fucking torment in hell. And you don't even want to halfway be in hell. I wouldn't even fucking accept that shit, especially when, you know, I guess you could call me like the queen of the underworld as well. I have favor down there. So a lot of people that go to the underworld to try to fuck with me, they realize quickly that they can't fuck with me. Because Belial will destroy the fuck out of you. Belial is not going to make somebody make a YouTube video about you. He'll do that too. But he will also burn your motherfucking soul. Belial is so goddamn in love with me. He's been enthralled with me and he ain't changing either. Shit, he'll be a fool for me. He'll do whatever the fuck I tell him to do. And Belial is a higher level deity. So even if you're trying to use Belial against me, he's going to go against you. So that's where I'm a huge threat. And then also I'm different from some of the people that you've seen, but not much different. A lot of the witches on here that got that kind of favor. They'll tell you, they'll say, I got favor in heaven and hell. Shit. Belial loves me so much, he'll give me whatever the fuck I want. Baal. Okay, so he's the king of hell. He run every motherfucking thing down there. All the he got control over purgatory, all of the goddamn disembodied spirits. That's a very powerful demon. And he gives me favor, a lot of it. And he will destroy. I don't like to call Belial on my enemies. I don't even like to call him because he's so motherfucking fucked up. If you're truly my enemy, if I've really done work on you, more than likely Belial gonna pop up and fuck you up. He gonna fuck your ass up. I have a extensive history with Belial. Was an evil witch for several lifetimes. In this one, I chose to be a good witch, and probably in the rest of them too. I chose to be a good person because I know how it feels to be evil. and to change and to be taught lessons by God. I've made decisions and I got to know Belial very well. I was actually kind of like Satan's wife in a few lifetimes as a witch. Okay, I've done some pretty fucking despicable things. You know, this wasn't my first incarnation. It wasn't my second, my third, or my fourth, or my fifth. God damn it. Sometimes you got to go all the way back into fucking time. So going back to several lifetimes ago, God damn it, when I was evil and was just used my power for evil, I'd fuck everybody up. I've changed a whole lot. But that change doesn't make me weak, because I can always go back and grasp a hold of that, because I have established a foundation in both realms, especially in hell. So when people try to invoke hell on me, I am one of the queens of hell. So that's why my enemies, they fold. Their life is fucked up. Cause I go down there and get Belial to fuck your ass up. He is so goddamn simple. Belial, y'all don't even, a lot of people will invoke Belial. They don't really know Belial. Belial will fucking shapeshift. He will turn into your boss and motherfucking fire you, bitch. He will shapeshift into one of your, he can do some despicable shit. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not going to die for you. I'm not Jesus. I'm not going to give up a motherfucking thing for you. I'm not Jesus. And I wasn't supposed to be. So a lot of my enemies that do their little baby magic on me, it's like, oh God. You know, did y'all know that there's a new Hocus Pocus coming out? I am fucking looking forward to that. And I am glad Bette Midler is still alive and well so that she can make them goddamn movies. But y'all know it's a new Hocus Pocus coming out. I cannot fucking wait until the shift happens. There's, you know, what they doing right now is just baby shit, but we got that we got the witch's new year coming up. So I can't wait. We got like 7 days and then August, and then it's just a countdown. It's just countdown. That's when the world clock just you know how, like, when you think about an hourglass, but it's only an eternity glass, and it's shaped like an hourglass, you know, the hieroglyphic 8 and shit, and it's upside down and the sand is running down. It's just going down, 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 countdown. So the number 8, and this is one of my most powerful years as a witch, because in earth years, I guess, or in you know, these years, I turn 44, which equals a fucking 8. That is an hourglass. Time is ticking. And see, I know that it ain't got nothing to do with my death. My enemies want me to believe that shit. That's why they got it. And see, that's what I'm telling y'all, man. But this year is purge year. I can do as many hexes on motherfuckers as I want. And the sand in this time clock, this hourglass of this year, what's at top is only about at maybe 40% when you think about the countdown to October. And you better be fucking humble to Hecate. A lot of people that refuse to believe in magic and refuse to believe in witchcraft, you are going to be at a horrible disadvantage. And then also, don't get tricked. Don't get tricked. into believing in certain shit, you better be on the right side. You better you better be on the side that wants to save your ass. And a lot of y'all that claimed that you wanted to go to hell, you went there and you begged and prayed your motherfucking way out, didn't you? Oh, you switched that shit up real motherfucking quick. Didn't you? Okay. So even when it comes to money manifestation, you have to work with any witch that is not working with the underworld on some capacity. That's just like I work with Clonic and Boone. Okay, Clonic is a healing. He's a demon in hell. And I don't give a fuck if they'll say, oh, you bipolar, you're confused. You don't know what. Honey, it ain't nothing confusing about me. I know what the fuck it is. And it's worth it. Life is worth it. Eating food is worth it. Sex is worth it. Life is worth it. Pleasure is fucking worth it. Fuck that. Your happiness is worth it. Seeing your children do things that you want them to do and seeing your children happy and making sure that is fucking worth it. So I don't give a fuck. Ain't nobody gonna ever tell me, sit up here and convince me, this world is fucked up. Oh. You hear people talk like that, and I look at it and I say, you know what? Get the fuck out of my fucking face. If people talk like that to me, I tell them to get the fuck out my motherfucking face. Oh, this world is fucked up. I want to go somewhere else. I don't want to be here. Oh, I'm suffering. Get the fuck out my fucking face. You are weak sauce. As many blessings as God is fucking bestowed upon you, and then you sitting up here talking, thinking, and behaving that way and acting that way. Fuck that shit. I love my life. In fact, I might stay in this incarnation forever. Y'all might see me 200-300 years from now and accuse me of being a time traveler. No, bitch, I just never died. I love this reality. I can stay alive as long as I motherfucking want. So dying or being killed is not a fear of mine, honestly. Hi. Yes. Oh my God. Is that Ra? Who is that? Is that Nefertiti in your photo? No, I love working with, who I mainly work with? Bass. And Bass came to me just recently because I'm about to get a cat. And so I let y'all vote of whether or not I should get a cat or a dog. I'm gonna get a dog eventually but it's gonna be for other purposes. Of course I'm gonna love the dog, but and I like working with my aunt. My aunt. Very, very powerful. I work with my aunt whenever I'm doing any kind of court case work. She's very, very deep and mysterious. She brings in balance and fairness. She's the one that told me that it is not fair for people to judge and be unforgiving when you have been under black magic and bad spirits have taken over you. So that's when you get to have the balance restored and your inner peace restored. Okay, now some of y'all that took another person's life, or did some despicable things, you know, you better, boy, you better have the seventh circle of hell. That's, I believe that Bill Cosby did. He did rape those women, and I believe that he paid his karma probably by being raped in prison. I know that y'all like, he a black man. He a black man, but I'm just telling y'all the truth, because he did walk up out of that motherfucker, and I think he had to confess in order to leave. He had to confess his sins of what he did. And trust me, what he's done is far worse than what he did to those women. You know, Felicia Rashad is like a manifestation of Ma'at, though. You know, she, you know, Bill Cosby, obviously being that he was getting ready to buy NBC or ABC, whichever network that was, obviously Bill Cosby got a lot of motherfucking favors in hell. So trust and believe that the goddamn time that Bill Cosby was in hell, he wasn't given no special. That nigga went to hell while he was in prison. And I bet you when he reincarnates in his next lifetime, I bet you he ain't gonna be doing no shit like that no more. And it ain't what he did to those women, it's about what he did to his children. Bill Cosby sacrificed his children. I told y'all that. He sacrificed his daughter, essentially, but they sacrificed themselves. Because anytime you choose to be willfully blind and ignorant, you sacrificing yourself. A lot of us were not willing to sacrifice ourselves for our parents and their dirty, dirty deeds. So he didn't go to jail for goddamn raping those women. He went to jail for killing his oldest son, Ennis, who was he was the light of the world. His son Ennis was such a good person, an angel. So many people was heartbroken over that. He was even heartbroken. You think that if you sacrifice your fucking kid that you're not gonna hurt? If you sacrifice anybody that you love, you gonna hurt over that shit. Especially being that what the fuck he sacrificed that shit for. He sacrificed his daughter. His daughter died of kidney disease, I think. This man is a freaking multi-millionaire. He could have hired the best voodooist to take that shit off of his kids, but he didn't. So, and you know what? Y'all need to send a message to Bill Cosby for me, is that it's not necessarily, you was wrong as fuck for raping those women that were willing to be raped. Those women were kind of willing to be raped a little bit. I don't know how that works, but it's about what the fuck you did to your children. So Bill Cosby he's very demonic even still. I throw the cards on him, show it to you. But you know what? He's at a crossroads. He's at a crossroads. He's gonna have to choose to purge himself of that shit. He gonna have to do some work. So a lot of people, y'all always only, a lot of Black people on YouTube, they look at things from a slave perspective. They don't really look deeper. You know what I'm saying? He's a bad man. No, it's not cool for you to sacrifice your children. I understand that a lot of you guys, y'all do it. What do you think abortion is about? What do you think that shit is about? And all of the angels in heaven is freaking out. And, they just as soon as wipe out most of this population because you're too ignorant and you refuse to see the truth. Only those that are open and those that accept the truth will make it and survive. So that's why there's people in your life, they are begging and pleading for you to see the truth so that you can see your purpose. See, the reason why you see people that are confused and people that are doing shit like that anyway, Because I personally, a lot of these people, they want what they want to be easy, but ain't shit ever gonna be easy. And when I tell you that somebody doing work on you, oh, you know who else I love is Isis. Oh, that lady. Ooh. Now, Anubis, let me tell y'all something. Anubis, the ancient Egyptian god Anubis, he is constantly contacting me. Constantly. But he doesn't contact me to do harm to me. He contacts me to show me how to bring the dead back to the living. Now, see, that's some deep ass shit. You know, Hollywood made Pet Cemetery, and, they gave the Hollywood version of it. But you can bring the dead back to living. We do it all the time. And then also for your life. A lot of times, if you got somebody that know what the fuck they doing and you have dying and sick up in the goddamn hospital, somebody can call on Anubis and Isis to resurrect your ass. The reason why DMX died is because, probably because his family didn't really like him, because he should have had some kind of favor to where he could have been brought back to life. Okay, we all know that Aaliyah planned her death, so to speak. And, do I believe that Aaliyah is dead? No, I think that Aaliyah is still alive. Aaliyah is not. See, she just looks like a light-skinned black girl walking around here. DMX is a little different, but I can tell you that, number one, the dead is walking amongst the living. The issue is what's happening right now with the pole shift and everything is that we are literally, oh, y'all know, like that movie Beetlejuice, we are literally walking amongst the dead. And sometimes the dead is possessing people, which is why you have to have your protection up. Because you don't want to be possessed by something that is bad. So that's the zombie apocalypse. All of our government is now speaking to us in code. They took the United States seal off of President Trump, and they're going to do the same thing with Biden. They're going to fry Biden. They do it to every president, and he'll probably, who knows? I ain't did no reading on Biden. He's obviously very powerful, has a lot of favor in the underworld for him to become president of the United States. But again, y'all got to understand that there is called a thing called sovereignty. Now, I'll take their free money. Oh, you gonna give me some free money? Thank you. Blessings to you and your family. It all works together. And I wish these people the best. I wish Donald Trump the best. I always like Donald Trump. I ain't really got nothing against Donald Trump. I ain't saying that I'm necessarily a supporter, but I mean, You know, it was a lot of stuff that he did. But see, power corrupts. And the reason why power corrupts is because, especially with the president, you know, they get taken over by spirits. And a lot of y'all are still asleep to that. You know, you didn't realize like all of the truth is out there. There is actually a video that talks about this when it comes to the presidents. There were so many times where um, Clinton, he would address the nation, and he would be under full demonic goddamn possession. And people would say he's under mind control. You damn right. Okay. And a lot of the presidents, not Clinton, Kennedy was a martyr. So that's why he died. I would never, you know, Obama was a goddamn fool. I would never want to be president of the United States, because if you become president of the United, that's why you know, I don't want people saying Jamila for president. Fuck that shit. It ain't been nothing but destruction that has been bestowed upon every single president. So I'd rather be the green witch. For real, for real. You said presidents doing work too. That's true. But here's the thing that I get upset and sad about is that Black people, brown people, you supposed to be celebrating and saluting the sun. You supposed to be in joy right now. Anytime I see a Black person that is going through hell, I feel bad for them. But they can't drag me into that shit. I choose to be informed. I choose to appreciate life. I choose to be the furlet. Hey, Politicking Live. Hello. How are you, sweetie? You have got to accept where you're at and what's going on, because hell, if it were not for magic, okay, we're not talking about witchcraft. Witchcraft and magic are the same. Witchcraft is a derivative of magic, but magic within itself, magic and wonder created witchcraft, right? So we are here because of magic. That's why we're here, is because of magic. That's why we exist. It just is what it is. So your enemies that curse you, they doing all kind of shit to you. They're creating all kind of misery and hell in your life because you are not doing the work. If you know what, if I were to ever speak to my father again, I would have this same exact discussion with him. Would he accept it? I don't know. He too goddamn arrogant. He too arrogant. My father is under a hex. I'm like, Dad, didn't you see this? He like, oh, oh, he don't talk about Jesus. He just talks about dying. So, you know, that's what that is. Hey, Patsy. Hey, Ella. Hello. Hello, sweetie. So, you know, And sometimes you got to go to war. You can't lay down and you can't settle, because when you start to settle, that's when you start to die. People are like, oh, I want to die. Well, you know what? When you die, you're going to go to hell. Anybody that didn't appreciate this life and anybody that don't appreciate life, like when I woke up this morning, I was like, you know what? Thank you. I was like, this is so cool. I woke up. And, but you wake up and you like, God damn, why did I wake up to this world? I hate it here. A lot of y'all will. And the reason why you feel that way is because a bad spirit has been put on you. That's why you feel that way. Next thing you know, you living in a world of you don't know. Yeah. Arrogance and ignorance is a surefire way to create misery. And so that's why children are turning against their fathers. They like, fuck this shit. You want to sit up here and be fucking evil and you want to use whatever power you have against me as a witch, somebody that could fucking help you. That's when I'll just give up on the relationship all fucking together. Cause you stupid. And stupid fucking is and stupid fucking does. And the shit that your enemies are doing to you is absolutely killing you. And you think, oh, well, when I die, I'll be okay. You gonna lay down and die? When we think about the angel of death, we always think of the angel of death as somebody that's coming to put people to death. No, she comes to bring you back to life. I have had Santa Martha come and bring me back to life. Bring all my life force back to me. So a lot of y'all don't understand it. And see, you can't get in. Me doing a YouTube video for some of you guys, like, it is so sad. And people that love you, they willing to go through the shit for you. Luckily, if you got somebody that give a fuck about you, I wouldn't want to be necessarily reborn as a baby. Not in this world. I don't never want to be a baby again. You're going to go through hell. A lot of y'all think that, oh, well, we're not supposed to live until everybody's supposed to die at about the age of 50 or 60. Jamila. The only reason why we die is because we accept it as an inevitability. You know what I'm saying? It's the truth. When you accept death, then you're going to die. And a lot of people, they love to say they think they sounding smart. I'm going to tell you something. There's only two things that's guaranteed to us: death and taxes. That's the most ignorant motherfucker that walks the earth that says that shit. Am I lying, Ella? Ella like, yeah, you lying, because I'm like 175 years old. Some of y'all like 500 years old and shit walking around this motherfucker. Changing identities and shit. These people are fucking crazy. And they want you to be stupid and crazy with them. It's like shit. You know, so magic is magic. Witchcraft is witchcraft. Witchcraft is a derivative of magic. It's, when you think about magic, you have miracles, you have wonders, all of the wonders in the world, and you got the crossroads. Right? Because if it were it because then when you look at witchcraft, witchcraft is up there with it. So when you're performing witchcraft, you're performing miracles. And you're performing those miracles at what? The crossroads. And the crossroads is the split. It is either it's the split between one dimension and another. And on one dimension, you can have everything that you want in life if you believe in God and you believe in yourself and you believe in miracles. But then you got the other road that is for the damned and the suffering. And a lot of the believers, they doing pretty good in life. They happy. They not miserable and sad. If you on the other side of the crossroads and you and you know what, like I said, a lot of people when they look at demons and stuff, they look at them as evil. But as I was saying about Belial, let's talk about this. I had somebody that recently tried to invoke Belial on me. Belial is one of my greatest he's one of my greatest helpers. He's a powerful ally of mine. So when you invoke Belial on me, you must be trying to bestow some blessings upon me, because Belial just leads me to Clonic. Clonic leads me to the crossroads. And Satan's willing to do anything for me. So a lot of people are confused about that. If you're confused about that, I'll tell you right now. The reason why I can float kind of back and forth in my magic is because I got favor in the underworld. I'm like their queen. You know what I'm saying? So, sometimes it's some of and it's confusing. But that's just like, y'all know that I mean, God is the devil. Jesus is Satan. Y'all know that. And I think they took that video down. Jesus is actually Satan. There's two aspects to that. And either you're going to be in heaven and feeling good, or you're going to be in hell and feeling bad. And if you choose to be in hell and feeling bad, I think it's ridiculous personally. So, you know, it's crazy because he, you know, and Belial, for some reason, you know, I've earned a lot of respect and grace from Belial. So Belial will fuck you up for me. So when you invoke him, it's like, well, you a fool. I've had people trying to invoke higher level demons on me, and they all come to me and they like, are you going to acknowledge me? Are you going to feed me? Are you going? And I'm like, well, I'm going to feed you and acknowledge you. Okay. But see, some of us do have special favor, you know, and that's why at the same time, while my enemies is trying to do work on me, they in motherfucking hell. They hate my motherfucking guts. They hate my motherfucking guts because the same entities that you're trying to invoke on me are fucking torturing you. And they real protective over me too. They'll fight any battle for me that I want, especially chronic. So you got to be careful with who you fuck with. You never know. Lilith is my great grandmother. Lilith is the wife of Satan. So if you go to Satan or some kind of dark power or energy about me, you're going to get Lilith that's going to show up. And she works in the realm of fire and earth and iron and steel. Okay. So it's kind of like you might want to, you know, just saying. So this is one of the reasons why, you know, they've been doing death magic on me for forever, but they ain't gonna be able to do it. And they've been trying to, you know, create certain realities for me that don't actually exist, non-reality shit that ain't real, and they'll never be able to do it. And please believe that this entire weekend they will be in torment. They don't want to hear me. They don't want to hear me. They don't. They don't realize how you know loved I am, and you know, so you know, I'm not a fool. I'm not a religiously righteous person in that aspect. If I have to go to my friends in hell, I will. And they will give me special favor over you. They don't give a fuck about you. They'll come back and fuck your shit entirely up. And I've seen them do it. Hello, Tehran. Hello. So, you know, what time is it? But you know what? It ain't too late for me to, yeah. I gotta give me some dinner, y'all. So I'm gonna wrap this up. But you know, those of you that are lower ranking than me, because I'm already 33 degrees from the goddamn sun. That's why I don't have problems with goddamn Masons or Freemason shit. You know, when it comes to being the highest level of a Mason, I've already surpassed that and created other levels of that. So Freemasonry, you know, if you a Mason, that doesn't bother me. Okay. Okay. It doesn't. Okay. My grandmother was the queen. My grandmother, you know what? They need to send me that picture. I can show y'all proof that my grandmother was in the Eastern Star. Very powerful lady. But even the Eastern Star and groups like the Freemasons, they are limited in their belief systems. They would never be able to pass the test of the wonders. They would never be able to actually, you know what I'm saying? So my grandmother was one, and see, my, you know, my grandmother was really into astrology and stuff like that. So that's what made my grandmother very powerful. Everything that my grandmother taught me growing up is essentially going to heal my body and my spirit consistently. So she's very powerful and very, very respected as a lady Freemason. My grandma was a Freemason. She just, they called it the Eastern Star. Okay. Now, she wanted her granddaughter to surpass her in her abilities, and she did. And she's happy with it. She approves of all of it. So when it comes to, you know, Freemasonry, you know, Masons and stuff like that, they try to make it seem like they're, well, you know, when you go back to my family history and when you look at my grandmother, and then not only that, you know what I'm saying? The fact that because you are limited to your belief system, ain't you? When it comes to being a 33rd degree Mason, I've already surpassed that 10 years ago. But so when I come to help y'all, I'm helping your children. That's all I'm saying. Don't be stupid. And don't hate me. Don't kill the messenger. Okay. Because your ancestors are speaking through me. When I tell you this person is doing work on you, you have to believe me because I am right about what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. My grandmother was extremely spiritually gifted. In fact, she was so spiritually gifted, my grandma had to take Zoloft. My grandma was so spiritually gifted, she didn't want to deal with the shit. She was like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna take my little 50 milligrams of Zoloft per day and I'm gonna motherfucking forget about all this bullshit. She wanted to block that shit out. But, you know, that was mainly because of, you know, fate. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And so, you know, when it and a lot of people, I want to give y'all some advice, boy. Don't y'all fuck with them goddamn fucking solitary witches. You out of your fucking mind. I've been feeling pretty good, Jen, since I got my mom's altar set up for her. I couldn't put it in my room. It's in the living room. And she been getting shit cleaned up in here. So, yeah, I got a very extremely powerful family, extremely. And I love them all, you know what I'm saying? But as far as with my spiritual family, those of you that come to me, that I'd rather get paid doing that. A lot of people got a problem with me having a witchy business. I'd rather get paid doing that, doing what I'm doing right now, than selling cancer to people. I'd rather do what I'm doing now than selling hopelessness to people. And my spirits, they work heavily in telecommunications. I ain't gonna tell you how many goddamn these corporations, you know. I ain't gonna tell you which corporations that my ancestors own. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to do that shit. But I can tell you that when it comes to telecom and when it comes to certain things, especially when it comes to bodies of air and bodies of water and bodies of fire. Okay. So I ain't worried about a motherfucking thing. In fact, every y'all know I be watching what's the name of that show with them? Do y'all like the HGTV network? A lot of y'all that like real estate. I could sit here and become a real estate investor if I wanted to. It ain't about the money. Fuck all of that. We got to deal with the spiritual aspect of this, and we got to get our people together. So all of y'all that I do work for, because trust me, I ain't hurting for no money. My grandmother and my mama, they were pioneer women. I was always taken care of. So when it comes to money, I ain't got to come on here and beg for shit. I got money and plenty of it. Okay. I had plenty of money, but I'm still going to do work for the public and be of a service to the public because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I can. Because I can. Why do I do it? Because I can. I like seeing people happy. I like making people happy. I got clients all the time. They contact me, they be in tears. They be like, Jamila, what'd you do? Well, I just called in some favors. It ain't hard at all. Because don't nobody want to be homeless or starving. Nobody wants that. But, my spirits, they like, fuck all that showcase ass shit. At any moment, any of my family members can show you thousands of fucking dollars. Thousands. Millions. So, for real, I'm just telling y'all what the fuck I know. You know what I'm saying? And like, and it's actually pretty funny when certain, spiritualists or practitioners start trying to do work on me. That shit is hilarious to me. And they ready for some blessings is what they ready for, but in reality they ready for some blessings to their family. When they fuck with when they are disrespectful. They disrespectful. You hear what I'm saying, Jen? They disrespectful. They gonna have to put some respect on my name. They already have. I ain't worrying about that. What I'm concerned about is people that choose to live in ignorance. I don't like that shit, y'all. I don't. I don't like that bullshit. That is so rewarding, growing your own herbs and stuff, growing your own vegetables and stuff. That I can't wait to get my greenhouse set up. I'm gonna get that shit popping. Did y'all see that spiritual bath video that I did? Look just like dissension, didn't it? Some of these people are jealous of the accolades that you have of your spiritual power. They want to try to steal it. They want to try to bind it. They want to try to do all those things, but you can't be binded when it's in your heart to help people that need to be helped. Hey, dark goddess. Hello. Yeah, Jen, that's good. And you know what? You need to plant some trees too. Plant them trees, sis. That's important, y'all know that Michael Jackson was extremely concerned about them killing the rainforest. He was really concerned about that because and that's why shit done got all knocked out of balance and shit. And see, that's why we shut down they schools and every goddamn thing, because you keep cutting down the goddamn forest to teach people fucking ignorance, to fuck up people's minds. It goes real fucking deep. That's why books are very valued and cherished, because of the tree that it came from. And you better show some goddamn respect to those trees too. So when people ask me, who do you worship? The trees. That's earth energy. Trees are very important. They cutting down trees left and right. Why they do it, y'all? Michael Jackson was willing to die over them damn trees over in the rainforest. He was like, fuck that. Mike said, I am not gonna let you do this shit. He kept making music about it. And they kept telling him, stop doing that. You work for us. And so Michael Jackson is not necessarily dead in that sense. So it's very important for y'all to understand how important It is for this planet. You know, Michael Jackson was a child of Gaia, because if we cut down all these trees, we ain't gonna be able to produce no oxygen. The reason why you can't breathe is because you don't have no fucking trees around you. That's why you can't breathe. And y'all will move out to these. That's why I wanted an old house. Give me something old in character. Because a lot of y'all that are surrounded by nothing but air, especially you people over there in New York, y'all ain't got enough trees. Them buildings are taller than the trees. And that's a problem. Over there in New York, the reason why the coronam hit New York so hard, I had several clients from New York that I was working with. The reason why it hit New York so fucking devastatingly is because they cut down the trees and built buildings taller than the trees. And over there, it's like, well, if you live at the top, you the most blessed, but ain't no trees up there. And, you know, you got to watch movies like Mission to Mars and The Family Man to understand this. And Don Cheadle was in Mission to Mars. If you watch Mission to Mars, you'll understand exactly what the fuck I am saying. Okay. I love my little town. So many farms, woods, and hiking trails. Oh, by the way, to that person that's trying to fuck with me, I just got the email, hun. I'm not worried about you. All I can say is that my spirits will bless you, baby. Yeah, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to live in New York or places in the city where they got these high rises and shit. No, thank you. Because see, what man was trying to do, man was trying to build a stairway to heaven, but he fucked himself over trying to do that shit. You're not going to be able to build a tall building. That's why the Twin Towers went down. That's why God destroyed the Twin Towers. It was symbolic of what I'm talking about. So you try to build a skyscraper up to the heavens, but you don't realize that through your crown chakra, you have access to the heavens. But instead, these people choose to try to create hell for people. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Dark Goddess. Who do we need to curse tonight? Who messing with you now? Damn, they don't let. Girl, they ain't messing with me. But I just got the email, and like I said, it's futile. I'm not clowning New York at all. I'm just saying y'all don't have enough trees over there. Them tall ass buildings and shit, crawling with demons. What do y'all think Rosemary's Baby was symbolic of? New York, California. These are the main cities that they hid. And you know that over in California, it's a lot of nature over there and it's burning. And over there in New York, the reason why the corona hit so hard and why people couldn't breathe over there is because, especially people that were at higher altitudes, people that are way up high, and it's not to say that you need a tree that tall, but it's all about what you're thinking and what you're creating. So no, I'm not dissing New York. I actually love New York. I'd like to go visit there, but I would only visit for a couple of days and that's it. You know what I'm saying? I would I would only visit for a couple of days, go take a trip over to Niagara Falls, probably go up to Canada. But other than that, I would not want to live there. As far as living there, no, I wouldn't want to live there. It's too fucking noisy. It's too much shit going on. Also, LA. I would never want to move to Los Angeles, California. You know, the city of broken fucking dreams for most people that fucking went there with a dream and no magic. You gonna go somewhere with a dream and no goddamn magic. So that's what's up with that. And y'all know this. I didn't even know that it was a real skid row that existed. I watched a documentary on that lady at the Cecil Hotel. That Asian lady at the Cecil Hotel that died over there. And I've been meaning to do a reading on that. I might do a reading on that. I didn't know that Skid Row existed. Right now, the vortex and the gateway to hell is in California and in New York. Right now, over there, especially in California, over there on Skid Row. And so a lot of people say, well, why don't they just bomb the area? You're going to really open up the gates of hell. So the gate is wide open. Go look at that documentary on Netflix about that Asian lady that died at the Cecil Hotel. It's not about the Asian lady that died, even though there's a whole story and mystery behind that. The real star of that documentary is Skid Row. And you got to look at what's the name of that movie? God damn it. I can't think of the name of that movie, y'all. My brain done had a blip. It's I'll think of it in a minute. Y'all know that movie about Skid Row with Tisha Campbell and Tachina Arnold? They were the singers in that movie. Okay. Tisha Campbell is an angelic goddess, okay, that walks the earth. Tachina Arnold is too. They was on Martin with Martin Lawrence, okay? What's the name of that movie? It's and I think I might watch that movie tonight. I don't know why I can't think of the name of it. With Rick Moranis in it. It's got Rick Moranis in it. Y'all got to look at that movie to kind of, you got to piece this shit together. Yeah, but you know what, Ella, it ain't just about being rich and wealthy, because there's a lot of rich and wealthy people that are sick as fuck. Do y'all understand me? They got millions of billions of dollars and they are sick as fuck. So money don't mean shit. I watched an episode of Hoarders where it was a man, he grew up with a very rich and influential family, and he ended up homeless and living in a hoarded apartment. So when you have a hoarded place, you're homeless. And so if y'all ever watch the show Hoarders, that show, I swear to God, you like just the knowledge that you'll learn as a spiritualist watching the show Hoarders. It's not School Days. It's with that big plant that was eating people. Little Shop of Horror. Thank you, Ella. But School Days is a good movie too. Little Shop of Horrors. Y'all got to watch that movie to understand what I'm talking about when it comes to Skid Row. And Rick Moranis was like a magician. And that that plant that he kept feeding was symbolic of magic. That's I'm telling y'all. But I think I need to do a reading on the Cecil Hotel, but not just that lady that died. Because we're going to find out the truth from the spirits as to what happened. We're going to find that shit out, the Hotel Cecil and her death. And what I will tell you is that the hotel is haunted, but it sits right on a grid line in the middle of Skid Row. So it is a place, it's a very dangerous crossroads to where you're either going to choose between heaven and hell. So it's where drug addicts go to hit rock bottom, or either people that are extremely addicted to denial. Denial is an addiction as well. Denial is an addiction because it helps you to avoid. So shadow work is very important these days, because when you're in denial, you are avoiding a perceived or maybe even an actual reality, dark aspect of yourself that you are oppressing. And most of y'all are oppressing your magic. And you want Jamila to do all the work for you. And I don't mind doing the work for some of y'all, but some of y'all, I ain't going to keep doing work for you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and they made it look like it was in New York. In Little Shop of Horrors, Skid Row was featured in New York, but it's actually in California. Now in New York, what they need to do is they need to cut down all them goddamn buildings in New York. They need to do some improvement in New York. They need to cut down all them, but not the brownstones. Leave the brownstones there. There's a lot of brownstones in areas of New York. All them tall ass buildings need to be cut the fuck down. And they need to build trees. And the trees are very tall in New York. They need to build houses over all that shit, because that's where you're at a disadvantage in New York. There are rich people in New York that left their goddamn fucking high rises because that shit was fucking their asses up. And they was able to afford the most expensive doctor, but the most expensive doctor, the most valuable doctor that you're going to have is spirit. They need to cut everything tall down in New York City except for the what's that symbol of freedom over there? That's why I want to go over there. The Statue of Liberty. They need to cut down everything that tall in New York except for the Statue of Liberty. New York represents arrogance. It represents narcissism. That's what the symbolatry of New York is. Narcissism. Okay? They need to cut all them buildings down, move everybody out, move them out of the city. This is what the mayor of New York needs to do. Move all those people out of the city for about a couple of years while they redo the whole city. But see, people there in New York, they are the Four of Pentacles. They hold on to that fucking shit. They should have never built those high rises over there. Half of them, you can't even fucking live in them. They got mold and demons and shit. They need to cut that shit down, and they need to build houses. They need to recycle all of the concrete, burn it, do all that. They need to leave the Statue of Liberty, and that's the only way New York is going to be helped. So that's why you got a lot of New Yorkers that are moving here. I'm guiding a lot of New Yorkers here. I got a lot of people in New York that are gonna come here, and you know what? I fuck around and have goddamn brunch with their asses. Just because I was able to move your ass from that fucked up place down here, obviously you got some respect for me because you listened. So it is a couple of people that I wouldn't mind meeting up with, having brunch with. And they know who they are, they watching. Because they moved, they let me guide them from New York down here. And so these are people that I will always consider to be my spiritual family. I love them a lot. And I'd invite them over to have lunch with me underneath the outside, because I've got plenty of sitting space for people to come, you know what I'm saying? And I've had people come to my house to take baths. And I should have given them a herbal bath, because you'd be surprised at how very, very important it is. And so, it's I'm not trying to shut myself off from the world. I know that there are a select few of you that are going to meet me. So that's why I took down that live from last night. I can't allow people to do that, especially if you're a client. If it's a client relationship, you don't bother me, you let me do my work, then I'm willing to meet up with you, and I'm willing to do what I got to do for you. And I know you ain't about to get out here in social media and talk shit about me. I'm about to let that shit scare me. Yeah. It's so polluted. You in New York, Cedric? It's polluted over there. Or are you in California? New York's so fucked up, I don't even want to go visit New York. I don't even want to go visit New York. Fuck that. If I go to New York, it's going to be at a suburban area of New York where they have houses and trees that are taller than the fucking houses. Them trees that are taller than the house is protecting the house. If you don't have trees that are taller than your house, you're fucked. That's why a lot of people in New York, and I've done a lot of healing work for people over in New York. I have a lot of wealthy clientele. I'm not talking about no goddamn hooking. Get the fuck out of here. I'm talking about spiritual work, motherfuckers that I helped from New York. Okay. And they all got told the same thing. You want to get the fuck out of. I had to heal a couple people of the goddamn Cobam. We're going to call it Cobam, because, they'll flag me. If you are a spiritualist that claims that you can heal people of the coronavirus, they're going to fucking flag you. You from Brooklyn, New York? I tend to, when it comes to New Yorkers, I tend to like to focus on the good things about y'all. It's a lot of good things about New Yorkers. Okay, it is. But I can tell you that you from the jungle. You in the jungle. And even though it ain't a lot of trees over there, y'all need trees. That's why over in New York, the whole Hug a Tree initiative was so important. New Yorkers have to go outside and hug a tree every day, especially right now. The vortex is open, the gates is open. Kovic. You funny, Ella. Have you hugged a tree today, Cedric? Y'all got, I'm telling y'all, I know what I'm talking about, man. And then you also got to look, it's an extremely foul demon in that's living in the sewers of New York. So that's why they made Ghostbusters Part 2. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So you got to watch Ghostbusters. You got to watch what's the name of that movie with Corey Haim, Corey Feldman in it that came out in the 80s? You got to watch those movies. A lot of y'all that was born in the 80s, y'all didn't watch none of the 80s movies. If you somebody that watched the 80s movies, you know everything and you got all of the goddamn knowledge that you need. You got the foundation at least. If you actually really sit back and pay attention to the 80s flicks, a lot of them. Dream a Little Dream. There was another movie that Corey Haim and Corey Feldman was in. God damn it, I can't think of the name, about the vampires. You got to watch that movie. You got to watch License to Drive. You got to watch Carrie. That's from the 70s. Carrie is from the 70s. But all of the little 80s pop culture movies was a foundation for us to understand. So even if you was born in the 2000s, and y'all know I done made my kids watch all of the 80s movies. That's why my son was up in all my kids, they watch movies with me. I make them watch those movies. Lost Boys. Yes. Thank you, Janice. Thank you. Cause I could not remember that shit. So, I sit up and I watch movies with my kids all the fucking time. I make them watch it. You better sit and pay attention. Well, then don't vaccinate. If your ancestors are telling you to not vaccinate, then don't do it. Okay, so you a tree hugger, you love nature, and well, whatever. If you hood at the same time, you better get near some vegetation and put some flowers and some plants in your house. And I personally wouldn't want to live by all those buildings. Those buildings are crawling with demons. Go look at that movie, Rosemary's Baby. That movie was made in what, the 60s, the 70s. You can even see the demons if you have a spiritual eye. If you have a spiritual eye, hold on, where my glasses at, y'all? Hold on, because I gotta get my glasses. If you ain't got the education, the spirits already told us this shit. But over there in New York, you got Vigo, Prince of Carpathia, is under your god, is in the sewers. So the movie, the Ghostbusters Part 2 was a true story. I don't know about the first one, but Part 2 was a true story about New York specifically. Specifically. Yeah, the 80s horror movies and the 80s, just all of, like, License to Drive is an amazing movie. If I'm ever in a down mood or if I got low spirits or something, I watch License to Drive with Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. It just completely uplifts my spirits. Completely. If I'm in a mood, if I'm in a dark mood, I'll look at the Lost Boys. If I'm in a, if I'm in, so those movies are very pivotal. Okay. Yeah, you can see them demons in New York City. Fuck yeah. But every time I do a reading for y'all and y'all be like, a lot of people will say I'm not authentic. Yes, the fuck I am, because I face a lot of demons for y'all. Like, I don't be scared either. Like, y'all be calling me with these demons and I'll be like, and I be seeing that motherfucker and I be feeling that motherfucker too. You need a spiritual bath. Namfi ka, that you first of all, your magnesium levels are dangerously low in your body, but you also need one of them spiritual herbal baths. I don't trust the vaccine. People scared about them knocking on the door asking. Don't be scared of that shit. You know, I ain't had them knock on my door not once. Maybe that's fake news. That might be fake news. I ain't had them knock on my door not one fucking time. And I've had people knocking on my door for the goddamn, y'all remember before I moved in this house, I had hella people knocking on my door. Hella people. I ain't had that problem over here, probably because I'm on different land. But when those people would come knocking to my door, it was meant for me to help those people. It was meant for me to help those people. I've helped so many people for not shit for free. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of goddamn demons in New York. If I was from New York, I would cut the cord to that city. And a lot of y'all that's from New York, that's what y'all got to do. Y'all New Yorkers, you got to cut the cord from that city. Don't be taking that concrete shit out on me. You know, I grew up in Kansas City, Missouri, where, you know, I go outside and there was honeysuckles in my backyard. Right? I didn't have to walk through a fucking building, man. That shit is bullshit, man. I don't like what they have done to the children of New York. That shit is fucked up. That's why a lot of my New Yorker clients are moving down here or either over to southern areas, Tennessee, Florida. Yeah, a lot of y'all are moving out of New York to Florida because of that reason. But you know how they say you can take the ghetto, you can take the nigga out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of the nigga. So when you leave that place, you have to clear yourself of that place and you have to get out in nature as much as possible. And you have to purge yourself of a lot of the demons that you picked up there because, you know, unfortunately, New York as well as Florida is going to be okay. Georgia's going to be okay. A lot of the other states along the coast are going to be okay. But specifically New York, you know, if they don't get it together over there, they're going to get swallowed down into that fucking sea. They're going to get buried in water. Water is going to cover those fucking buildings. So, and my hometown too, there's a ticking time bomb on my hometown. That's why I got the fuck out of there. That's why my spirits don't want me to go back there. So a lot of these cities, these major cities, except for the exception of Georgia, Georgia saved itself. You know how Georgia saved itself? Georgia saved itself by enacting the heartbeat law. That was when Georgia was saved, the whole fucking state. When Georgia enacted the heartbeat abortion law, Georgia aborted itself from that system. In New York shit, that they tell parents you can kill your kids when they 18 years old. You can do a late term 18-year abortion and you okay. We'll forgive you. And see, that ain't that ain't right now. And see, I told y'all about that. And then California, the problem over there is obvious. Yeah, it's on an island. That whole island is going to be underwater. just like Atlantis. And they think it's Atlanta. Ain't shit going. Look, you are your most safe over here. But if everybody from New York came over to Georgia, it'd be a problem. So they can migrate in other places. That whole goddamn fucking state needs to be. What do you call that? They need to, the whole state needs to leave. And the people that are strong enough to stay there, those will be the only ones that will survive. Texas is okay. Texas has a lot of cursed area though, because Texas has a history of holding on to slaves beyond the time that they were supposed to be held on to. So that's why we celebrated Juneteenth. Because over in Texas, they didn't free the slaves after slavery was abolished. And so it's cursed a lot of the land over there. So certain areas of Texas are okay. But if you live on certain grid lines in Texas, you're going to have some fucking problems. Now, over here where I'm at, it has a deep history of slavery that is healing. A lot of the racism and slavery over here in this area, I live in Stone Mountain, Georgia, is healing. And the locals over here are very hopeful in that they actually had it was like a city hall town meeting and stuff to abolish racism, hatred, and, you know, this whole thing against Black people or brown people over here. So this area is healing. Okay. You know, Georgia can be a very racist state, but a lot of people are healing from racism. You know, racism is a cancer. It'll kill you. It'll kill it's not good. That's why I have a lot of white people that come to me for healing, because their ancestors was about that bullshit. And it ain't nothing left for us to do but to heal from that shit. So, you know, over here, and I am going to go and visit Stone Mountain because they wanted to deface Stone Mountain, which is supposed to be one of the largest, you know, racial monuments, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I ended up over here, because I'm a healer, and, you know, people are going to heal. You know, your ancestors, whether or not you're white or Black, they're protecting you. So, you know, if you're a white person and your ancestors may have had that history, you know, your ancestors are telling you to heal from it. They're telling you not to hold on to that bullshit, to let that shit go. You know, Black people, well, I mean, personally, without Black people or brown people, there would be a problem without that adversity. Okay. And so that's the spiritual war that a lot of people are picking up on. But if you're a racist on the side of harming Black people, you're not going to make it, baby. You're not going to make it. You got to release that hatred from your heart. So why do y'all think that the whole George Floyd situation happened? He was a martyr. He was a martyr. He was a victim of white supremacy, racism. He was an example of what that can create. And so the reason why he was martyred was because he was a protector and a defender for Black people. And so that's why a lot of us that spoke out against him, shit, he immediately, I had to come on here and apologize to George Floyd. That's a powerful man. And he kind of looks like Candyman, don't he? So he's very powerful. Don't speak against him because his ancestors sent him here to be martyred. That's something deep and very fucking spiritual that you don't want to fuck with. Everybody that fucking made fun of George Floyd or spoke out against him, even I went through some shit because of George Floyd. And see, you never know. They may be lying. So I've had times, shit, I'm a high priestess, and I've had times where I've been fucking fooled by these dark spirits. You know, George Floyd, they say he pulled a gun on a pregnant woman. Listen, that ain't for me to judge. That's for God to judge. So that's why I tend to mind my own business and I speak prayers over people. Rest in power is what I say to people that are martyred like that. But that doesn't mean that all of these Black men get a pass, because some of these Black men are working unfairly against other Black people and trying to harm Black people. So I don't give a damn if you white or Black. If you're trying to do harm to Black people, my spirit's gonna fuck you up. My white ancestors, and I believe that I do have some Spanish ancestry. It's there. I bet you when I get my test, it's gonna be there. I'm gonna do one in about another week or so. I believe it's gonna be there. Some kind of Spaniard ancestry that I have somewhere. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I will admit that I'm wrong. Be like, damn, I could have swore, because I'm gonna tell you something. You know, Spanish culture and Spanish people, they speak to me. You know, I love their food. I love everything about it. But I love everything about every race. That's just like, you know, I'd like to believe that I have some Middle Eastern blood in me. I love Middle Eastern food. I love their culture. Maybe I do. You know, maybe I'll find out that's what it is. So, you know, I am going to take the DNA test because I think it is important spiritually for you to eventually do that, for you to eventually do that. And I am going to do that, you know, and I think it's going to free me from a lot of the confusion that I have, you know, and you never know. A lot of people will say that judging by my hair, it will be mostly African, but you never know, because I do have very, very coily and very kinky hair. So we'll find out soon. I'm going to share my results. I'm excited about that. Yeah. None of them want us to be going through this, you know. They want us to live. I hope they find some Haitian in me somewhere. I wonder if they can be able to come up with the details. I believe I got some Haitian blood in me too. You're Puerto Rican from Jamaica. And you know, some of them Puerto Ricans, they are very, very dark skinned. They look like Black folk. Some of them Puerto Ricans, they real dark. I know. We're gonna find out real soon what it is, you know, what exactly is in my ancestry. We're gonna find out. But you know, at the end of the day, my whole thing about it is that, you know, whatever ancestry I am, you know, whether or not I'm a voodoo child, I'm a Haitian voodoo child, if I'm a hoodoo child, or if I'm a Santeria child, or if a child, whatever child I am. I just know that, when it comes to my enemies, when I wake up in the morning, I can feel it. And it's just that clarity that you have of what the enemy is doing or what they're trying to do to you in your life. And the people in your life, your joy, your happiness, you know what I'm saying? They want to distract you from everything that you love, and make you turn away from it when you should be celebrating. You should be celebrating and having fun. And, especially when it comes to Jamila, when people try to turn you away from Jamila, they being selfish as fuck. And they mad because I let they asses ride and go. They wasn't right for me. So they mad. They want to stop you because all I'ma do is fucking watch an 80s movie with you and fucking make you feel like, you can do anything. All my clients, that's why they love me so much. So I don't worry about that. I'm already validated. I've been validated since I was born. I was validated since before I was born. So I'm not in search of validation. I just want everything that's meant for me. And y'all too, y'all just want what's meant for you. You want what's meant for you. What God sent to you, what God laid out for you to bring you inner peace, happiness, peace, and joy. And we all deserve that. And that's exactly what y'all enemies is taking away from y'all. That's one of the reasons why I started doing Zoom readings, is that, so that I can look at you in your face. A lot of times, even though it's not tantric sex, it's not sexual, like romantic sexual, but with my clients, it's very tantric because, when they look at me, they can see themselves. I'm a reflection, and I'm a good reflection. I'm a hopeful reflection for my clients. And I will always be here no matter how fucking hard it gets, because it gets hard. No matter how hard it gets for me, I'm a very loyal person. So and I'm loyal to witchcraft. I have perfect love and perfect trust in witchcraft. You got to watch the craft too. When you enter into the circle, you got to have perfect love and perfect choice. I would not be performing no fucking witchcraft unless you know and you have trust in that witchcraft, because that's what's going to make that shit backfire on your ass completely and totally. So this is one of the reasons why I choose to be solitary. I choose to be a solitary witch. The only person that I work with in magic is probably my husband. That's it. And my children. I'll do spells with my children when they need me to do it. But other than that, and my clients, because y'all make a hefty sacrifice for me to do that for you. So, when I have a loved one that doesn't listen to me and they doubt what I say, they go, it hurts a lot. And trust me, it's not just, I got family members that they contact me, and what they contacted me about, they need to hear about the spiritual stuff. They need to know what messages are coming in through spirit. So even though, there may be a demon of fear that may be telling me to fear telling them that, because they're going to think I'm crazy or say I'm crazy, I still have to let them know what the fuck is going on. Whether or not they listen to the shit is up to them. when you have the curse of denial, you're only denying yourself and you're fucking yourself over. And I believe they had the mayor, especially you New Yorkers, they had the mayor of New York. I got a lot of New York people from New York attacking me. It's like, y'all need to listen to me. You New Yorkers, y'all need to listen to every fucking thing that I say. And the first thing I'm gonna fucking say to your ass is get your ass the fuck out of there. And a lot of y'all in Kansas City, Missouri, get your ass out of there. It's cursed land, all of it. I don't want to own no land in Kansas City, Missouri, or in New York. I don't even want to own it. Not necessarily. It depends. Depends on where it's at. So a lot of y'all that are from that area, y'all need to take heed and listen to what I'm saying. And, you know, a lot of my people that contact me, I have quite an extensive client base that are from New York and Philadelphia and Pennsylvania too. So when you look at the spirit of denial that you can go into, and the denial is simply a way of you surviving. You feel like it's survival. In order for you to survive, you have to deny, but you ain't doing nothing but hurting your fucking self. Thank you, goddess. Are you from New York, Patsy? Yeah, y'all was born in the seventh circle of fucking hell. Anybody that's born in New York, and it's a lot of demons over there that want to destroy you. In fact, you know, a lot of times when I see New York, you know, I'm with Nostradamus. That motherfucker gonna be on fire. But the fire represents transmutation. They gonna have to shut down and cut down all of those buildings in New York. It's the only way the New Yorkers are gonna be saved. But see, too many people got stuff invested in those buildings, so they won't tear them down. That's why the Twin Towers went down. Okay, they need to take down all of those buildings in New York and build trees, build houses, not hotels, houses over there is what they do. Otherwise, y'all are going to continue to get plummeted by demons. And y'all stand there at the bottom of those buildings and you stare up at them and wonder, oh, look at how tall. Those buildings represent narcissism. The narc demon is what those buildings represent. Man's narcissism. And you keep living in these buildings. You keep living in them. And so they gonna have to make mass, and I don't know what the fuck they gonna do. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think they'll ever do it. So if you smart, you get the fuck out of there. And those people over there know it. Anybody that is tapped in knows it. And unfortunately, there were a lot of people that died when the Twin Towers went down, but that was the only thing that saved New York was the Twin Towers being tore down. I think that the Twin Towers, weren't they the tallest buildings in New York? Were they not? They were the tallest, the Twin Towers, I believe, were the tallest buildings in New York. Y'all have to correct me. And so that's why they had to go. Okay. I know. And people that are from there are shell shocked spiritually. They got shell shocked. Far worse than me. You know, Kansas City, Missouri was symbolic of something else, but New York and California and even Florida on some level. Florida is protected by Yamaya, by Oya. So that's who protects the Floridians and shit. You know what I'm saying? But y'all wouldn't believe, y'all, man, go over there to Florida. It's a lot of crazy ass motherfuckers over there. It's a lot of crazy ass shit over there in Florida. That dude that just got convicted, wasn't he from Florida? That black guy that just got convicted of murder just recently. So Florida is another place, but Florida, they need to change a lot of their laws there. Over in Georgia, Georgia said, fuck that. Georgia said when they changed the heartbeat law, they were saying we are not participating in child sacrifice. And it's the child sacrifice that's fucking people up, because these children, they're almost like little angelic demons, and they're cherubs and they're crying. And they fucking people up. The children. These children that were murdered, that's who's fucking people up. That little girl, Summer Wells, I've been meaning to do a reading on her. Oh, they driving a mud hole in these motherfuckers because people are still sacrificing children at a mass rate, and spirit keeps telling you to stop doing that, stop doing that, stop doing that, stop doing that, and they keep doing it. And you can't never tell that demon, I'm willing to sacrifice my child, because you just fucked yourself. You got to stick to your fucking guns. I will never sacrifice any of my children. I don't give a fuck if they daddy was a skid row crackhead. I don't give a fuck if my children's daddy was fucking fucked up. Them are my children. I grew them in my body. I had them and I claimed them. And I will fucking go to hell and battle with all of the fucking demons in hell to help my babies, because I'm the one that gave birth to them. Yeah, it's bad over there. It's bad. It ain't even that about abortions, but it's the fact that I think that you can get an abortion up until the 9th month of pregnancy. So that is blatantly child sacrifice. The whole world is going to be fucked in the game until they stop doing child sacrifice. When you stop performing child sacrifices, then people will stop fucking dying. Otherwise, you're going to be fucked. Okay? Because those children of the corn is coming back for vengeance. Thank you, Goddess. That's why a lot of y'all going through what y'all going through. If you are a male or a female that performed child sacrifice, you're gonna have to purge yourself of your sins. You're gonna have to purge yourself. You're gonna have to acknowledge those children that you sacrificed. You're gonna have to acknowledge them. I think that that's probably what Bill Cosby did. That's why he was able to be delivered from jail. He had to acknowledge his children, and it took a while too. He had to go through hell and dissension. He had to go through hell. So life will get better when you start listening. If you don't want to listen, that's fine. You'll just keep going through hell. I'm going to tell y'all one thing. God does not like abortion. Nature doesn't like abortion. The abortion is what's fucking a lot of people. And killing people, people killing the innocent. The innocent are, they're back for their fucking revenge. So you gotta either you gotta pay attention to what God is telling you. You ain't supposed to be killing what God created. So that's why a lot of y'all, if your children are 14 or 15 or 16 years old, you'll take them down to the abortion clinic, and you ain't supposed to do that. You're supposed to let that child come into the world. My big mama taught me that. My big mama sat down and she had a long conversation with me about abortion and people killing babies. And that lesson that she taught me, what she taught me, has led to nothing but happiness and peace and joy in my life. Just those conversations that I used to have with her, when I would play hooky from school and stuff, and I'd be at home with my big mama, and just a lot of the stuff that she taught me about life. Yeah, Bill Cosby, it was something about whatever contract that he had with that demon. You don't never do no contract with no fucking demon. That's a lower level demon that needs to feed off of your family's life force. If that comes to you and makes you an offer to kill your kid, you need to say no. That's one of the reasons why I never believed in abortion, because you know that it's an abomination. Abortion is an abomination. Because you was trying to abort, more than likely, if you did a bunch of abortions, you was aborting the same soul, and that soul, you gonna have to let that soul come in. So a lot of people that are doing that is, oh God, oh please don't ever do that. That's why there's a lot of women, even if a doctor tells them that, this baby could be harmful for you. You have this baby gonna kill you. Shit. Well, then I guess baby gonna have to kill me then, because I'm about to have this baby. You ain't about to sit up here and fucking tell me. So abortion doctors and nurses, oh, hell no. Margaret Sanger burns in motherfucking hell. She's gonna burn in hell. Margaret Sanger can't get out of hell. Her children could possibly do it. If you are a child of Margaret Sanger, oh God, God and nature hates your motherfucking ass. So I just hate to tell y'all that it's the fucking truth. If Margaret Sanger's granddaughter was to contact me and say I'm dealing with blue, blah, blue, blah, blue, blah, 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 I'm gonna be like, yeah, because of what your great great grandma did and became a moniker for abortion. Go look her up, Margaret Sanger. She burns in hell. Hell would never let that demon go. God would never give that demon grace. Not Margaret Sanger. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it goes against God. And there was a period in time. Do y'all remember there was a period in time when mothers just didn't want their children? That, man, I'm telling you, you gonna see, you gonna find out, you gonna see. The fact that your behavior went completely against nature showed that there was already a problem within your DNA as a woman, obviously. So, you know, when you see these mothers and these fathers out here that love their children, and I'm not talking about in a perverted, backwards way, I'm talking about those parents that had an instinct to bring that baby into the world and to let that baby live and grow because of their connection with God and what God's will was. You know, whenever a woman has a baby, that is God's will. And you got people out there torturing babies, mistreating babies. That's why I didn't never let nobody, you know, I used to take my kids to daycare, but when they were like 6 weeks, like they had to be talking and be able to tell me what the fuck was going on. And see, my instincts was real sharp. I couldn't, like, I would never have if I have a baby right now, that baby gonna be here with me 24/7 because I know that I'm not gonna spiritually mistreat my child. I know that I'm gonna, and you know what? All my babies, all my children, they were just so fucking happy. You know what I'm saying? I got some pictures of Jacob I'm gonna upload. And we know the haters don't want me to do that, but I'm gonna upload them to YouTube with my babies, pictures of my babies and stuff. Is being pregnant was a joyous experience. If you got demons that are running so deep inside of you that it's making you, you know, just do harm to your kids, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, well, you did harm to your kid, you didn't vaccinate your kid, you didn't send Jacob to school. But that's not actually in reality a parent doing harm. That's a parent showing love for their children. If I could go back and redo it, I would have kept all of my children at home, but I was too sleep. I was sleeping. When I think about my older children, and as a mom being ignorant as fuck, and they all forgive me. And they say that it's character building to send your kids to school to be bullied. No, it's not. It's just the tearing down of a person. The character building comes from the foundation of the parents and the home and the trust that is developed between the parent and the child. And really, there is no trust with sexual abuse. But it's teaching your kids magic, and so that they can have an understanding, especially if you're a witchy parent. Schools were created for the lost. That's why they shut the schools down, and a lot of y'all sent y'all kids right back to school because you don't understand what they are doing to your kids. Y'all don't understand what them schools, how they literally fry your kids' brains all day, every day, piling information into their heads. And you wonder why your kids end up having seizures, eyes rolling around in their fucking head. It's fucking crazy. And some of y'all children may flourish, but you can't tell what school is going to have what the negative effects. You can't really tell what negative effects is going to have on your kids until years later. So y'all be thinking, oh, my baby graduated. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let me tell y'all something. Y'all need to remove your kids from them fucking schools. They are destroying your children's brains and turning them into slaves. You were born with the knowledge of math. You realize that my son, he knows math, he knows addition, subtraction. He ain't never went to school. And he knows how to add up 1 + 1 and 2 + goddamn 2. But the only difference is that he knows how to multiply it. He knows how to say, what's 1 + 1 = 2 to the 10th power. They are ruining your kids' minds in them fucking schools. My youngest daughter, she learned how to read by the time she was 4 years old. Soon as she went to school, all of a sudden she couldn't read, and they wanted to put my kid in a special class. Oh, I was pissed. Because she knew how to read before some of my others. She was reading at a fucking 10th grade education as soon as she went to that school, and I think they drugged her and gave her some. That's why you need to quit trusting. You people will fucking give birth to a child, and you will send your baby to a complete stranger that you don't know. And you'll go and visit the school, and you get bad vibes from the school, but you'll still force your kid to go there. And your children are being demolished by demons. There right now is a school to prison fucking pipeline. And you do it to your children, and then you fucking tell me I'm a bad mother. Okay, let's wait about another 10 goddamn years. And then you say, oh, your kid ain't gonna fit in. Why my kid ain't gonna fit in? Why my kid gonna be fucked up? Oh, because your kid can't sit around and say, what's 2 plus 2? What's 2 times 2? What's 200 times 200? What's this? What's that? You got me fucked up. When was the last time you and your friend sat around and said, hey, I'm not going to be your friend if you don't know what 200 times 400 is? Get the fuck out of here. I'm talking about as a child. We played in mud as children. We played outside. So I ain't forgot about that shit. A lot of y'all got fucked up at school and then bullied. It was a trap house for your parents that didn't want to fucking be bothered with you. And now they have to deal with the aftermath of not wanting to be bothered with their kids. Oh, I don't want to hear these kids. These kids are getting on my nerve. You know what? I'd rather my kid get on my motherfucking nerve all goddamn day than to be where some of you fucking fucked up ass parents are at. You don't want to be bothered with your fucking kids. And I understand you needing, like a lot of y'all parents right now, listen, I fucking understand. I've been there, done that, man. I've been a mother of 3 stair-step children. I was in the bathroom, literally on the floor crying. I have been there, done that. But you know what? Whenever you decide, I don't give a fuck, I'm going to send my child to a demon to get raped and violated of their mind. School does not make somebody smart. They created public schools for the disunfortunate public who were fucked in the game. Only privileged children were able to be homeschooled. So guess what happened? All of the fucked up parents got upfront airwaves because they was doing fucked up shit. So because of these parents that was molesting and beating their kids at home, instead of fucking teaching them magic and shit, even spiritually abusing them, not able to make the right decision, they took the rights away from parents that gave a fuck about their kids, that knew exactly and then they'll tell you, oh, you can't protect your children from everything. I'm going to protect my child's mind from being fucked up by you, because my mind was so fucked up that it wasn't until I was in my early goddamn 30s that I woke the fuck up. It took until I was probably, I say maybe about 29 or 30 was when I woke the fuck up from the sleep that the schools and the system had put into me. And then it took years and years. It was the shit was so fucking deeply ingrained in me that I actually, like, I ain't never believed in that shit. Like, I ain't never believed that you had to go to school and go to college to have something. I've never believed that. Now, if you want to go to school and go to college and practice some witchcraft and conquer all, you can do that. But you're not going anywhere without witchcraft. More than likely, the whole college thing and all that money, all that goddamn money you wasted on college ain't doing you no goddamn good right now, is it? It didn't even do you any goddamn good when you was looking for a job. You went and had to work at goddamn Burger King. So you thought that because you went to college that you was going to all of a sudden be making 100 grand, 200, 300 grand a year. Then you realized the trap that you were in. That's why I never did it. I did do it and I'm still dealing with shit. I'm applying for loan forgiveness. I went to college and the only thing good about my college experience was the people that I met. I met some amazing people in college. You know what I'm saying? It was a really good experience. It was look, I went to Concord Career College for 9 months. I also did some college work at Longview Community Campus. I didn't go to a university. Thank God. I'm so happy that my parents couldn't afford to send me to a university. Thank God. I'm so glad that my parents wasn't born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Because even some of y'all that went to these top colleges, you are fucked up, sick, dying, fucked up, scared, can barely keep a job, being disrespected in the workplace every day, making damn near minimum wage compared to what you paid into the shit. But I went to Concord Career College over in, or what was it Concord? It wasn't Concord. Hold on. I'm getting the school wrong. I went to an accelerated college to be a medical assistant. And I flourished in that motherfucker. I was good at everything I did. Made it through the whole program. Went to do an externship, which counted towards my externship hours. I got a paid externship, so I'm very lucky. I got a paid externship at a plasma center. And I left that motherfucker because they was playing around with my money. I was expecting a paycheck and they didn't pay me on time. Very symbolic of my relationship with money as well. So even back then, I was laying out the blueprint to not let no motherfucking body else have control over the money that I make. Because I had bills to pay. Otherwise, me and my children was going to be in the fucking dark. So I did that shit. And they did end up overnighting my paycheck to me, but I quit. And I quit the whole goddamn thing. And I'm glad that I did. So everything that I did was for a higher purpose. Everything that I went to was to lead me to starting my own witchy business. And you got people out there that want to take that shit away from me. You can never fucking take that shit away from me. I don't have to fight for what's mine. That's why I don't feel like I'm fighting. I feel like I'm on vacation. Always. Experiencing the pleasure of life and what life brings. Also, yeah, you can call me a fool. I'm a fool. Yep, because I trust in the universe. So a lot of these people that do and talk the shit that they talk, you're not even halfway where I'm at. Yeah, it doesn't take an intelligent person to make it through college. Being in college doesn't mean that you're the most successful person. You know, I think that Albert Einstein only had a fucking 5th grade education. If I'm not mistaken, he was a fucking genius. There's a lot of people that reach genius level that didn't go through college, which college is a fucking scam. It is. Unless you're going to make it work for you. If you want to make it work for you, make it work for you. But most of the people that did that ended up in a scam. And it was a lot of our spiritual people. It was a lot of our people. And you know, They could walk away at any time and live in that matrix and work in the goddamn fucking buildings and shit. I'd love to see all these goddamn buildings just tore the fuck down, all of them everywhere. Unless they are a business front, mall front, where you ain't gonna never be able to come and visit Jamila in the 26th floor building of anywhere. You gonna catch me at my witchy shop if you want to come meet me in person. And that shit gonna look like it came out of the goddamn 17th century. Because I'm interested in investing in the older properties. Being the fool is good, though, when it comes to your connection with God. Because this is your ability to go through the hard knocks and still be ready to move forward and look forward to happiness and goodness. So the fool represents trust. And I trust in God. Okay. So in a sense, we all got to be the fool sometimes. Everybody plays a fool. There's no exception to the rule. Because you know that what is supposed to be, you know what is in your destiny. You trust in God, and even though there's bad, there may be something bad going on, that what is meant for you, God is going to provide for you. So that's where I'm at with that. And, you know, a lot of the people out there that are addicts, that have issues, the only way that you're going to be delivered from that is through God. And God will deliver you. So, you know, I do believe in a higher power, but I also believe in survival. And all of us have to go into like deep cover and to, you know, go there to do whatever it is that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm willing to go and travel to the bowels of hell for the people that I love. I'll go straight down there to the bowels of hell. You can't breathe in that motherfucker. I've got a doctor in my family, thinks she got cloned. I'm not trying to get into all that though, but just saying easy success comes with a price. Don't sign corporate contracts, be an independent entrepreneur. Why do you think that she got cloned? Is everybody in your family getting sick? Is everybody in your family getting sick, Cedric? And here's what I want to tell your family. You can't, if people in your family are getting sick, you can't depend on that. Your health is connected to the spirits. It is. It's connected to your spirits. Y'all got to get in them spiritual baths every other day. So if people in your family are getting sick, it probably, you know, honestly, I'm just going to keep it real with you. You know, even though that particular industry uh is absolutely under fire by the spirits, especially the Native Americans. The medical industry is at war with the natives right now. So if you have someone in your family that is a doctor and they didn't become a naturopath doctor, then you may have some issues in your family. Your mom got cloned and she's a doctor. Why do you think she's a clone? Give me some examples of why you think she got cloned. Because she may not have gotten cloned. She might just be under demonic possession, which is, I guess, the same thing. See, God has control over the cloning. Because even when somebody gets cloned, it is a replica of that person, but the only thing is that they're missing their soul. So Isis teaches us that anybody can be resurrected. She didn't remember me, and yes, a lot of family members are getting sick. Yeah. You're gonna have a reading on that. If she doing if listen, at this point, everybody has an evil person in their family that are fucking sacrificing their family members. At this point, the only thing that you can do is grab the bull by the horns and do what the fuck you gotta do to overcome that shit. You gotta overcome that shit. And just because she's a certified doctor or went to school doesn't mean that she's more powerful than you. So if she really is genuinely fucking over your family, you have every right and you cannot feel lower than her. But what if you're wrong? What if she made a choice and a decision for her? Now, your family members getting sick, that may have something to do with fate. Because right now, sickness is paying people's bills. Death is paying people's bills. Ask Anubis, a lot of these funeral homes, they own your parents. That's why I would never get a funeral plot. I'm not doing no goddamn fucking will. Got me fucked up. I'll never do it. I'll never own a funeral plot. A lot of y'all like, well, I wanna buy a funeral plot, just what the fuck? Like, really? She's commercial? Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, the people that you can't trust is the people that are telling you that you're gonna die. My phone is only on 3%. I plugged it in, it's on 3%. So if it's shut down on y'all, I might have to go because it's about that time. And I gotta go eat something anyway. It's time for me to eat. Shit. I've had a lot of entities try to tell me I'm gonna die. I don't. I'll still be here, hun. A lot of y'all accept death as an inevitability, and that's why you dying. And so Keisha Cole's mom, and condolences to Keisha Cole. Her mom died at the age of what, 61? And I could feel the pain and suffering that, for some reason, I could feel Keisha Cole's pain and suffering about her mama dying. Oh yeah, I want to be cremated too. Cremation is power. But you know, I don't accept death as an inevitability. And I'm gonna tell y'all something about myself that I've never told to anybody. I believe that I'm immortal. I don't believe that I have the ability to die. I believe that in 100, 200, 300 years, when all of y'all are long gone, that I will still be here. And the other people that don't believe in death, they'll be here with me. I don't believe in death. I don't. So, you know, from what my spirits tell me is that you'll never hear about me dying ever, because I am immortal. Now, whether or not that has to do with me being half vampire, half whatever the fuck, because a lot of people see me as a demon. Good. I'm glad you see me as a demon. But just like there's a thin line between love and hate, there's a thin line between being an angel and a demon. So a lot of people probably do think of me as a demon because they're fucking with my free will and I'm fucking their ass up. Thank you, Otterly. Thank you, sweetie. Right, exactly. Exactly. I don't do you believe you and how many of y'all? We need to form an immortals club. I believe I am immortal. I do. I don't believe that I'm gonna die. So I don't know if that's my God force. I done tapped into some shit. You know what I'm saying? I guess it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I love all that shit, you know, mythical creatures, mythical gods and shit. You know, I'm into that shit. But, you know, at the same time, you know, we all go to each other for help. That's just like, because it ain't just about living. A lot of people think, well, you alive, ain't you? No, it ain't just about me being alive. A lot of y'all are alive, but what the fuck are you getting out of life? You just alive. You just living to be a goddamn fucking blood bag for something else or for somebody else's goddamn fucking footstool. You not fucking living. Man, I'm telling you, Universal, the other day, it was scary as fuck to my mortal side, because I have a mortal side and I have an immortal side. And my mortal side was like, oh God, am I dead or alive? I don't give a fuck. I'm neither one of them. All I know is that I'm going to keep having orgasms and giving birth to myself. They try to make you believe that life is death. So, you know, they say, you know how they say that vampires are immortal or certain demons or I guess entities, but I do feel like I'm immortal. Exactly. I've got the spirit of resurrection. If I were to get so low down that I would actually be in a mindset to where I want to die, shit. And I don't even really need to breathe to live. I am oxygen. I am the source of oxygen. If I want to breathe in some goddamn ether, I can do it any goddamn time I want. You're welcome. So yeah, that shit is a trip, y'all. People like, I just like, I don't understand the death threats. Like, I'm not afraid of death threats or threatening spirits. Some goddamn spirit want to tell me that my godly body is fucking being taken over by some illness that's less than me. Illness equals less than you. That's how you decode that shit. So if I was to ever die at whatever goddamn age, it's going to be of nature's causes. Because nature decided to recycle my ass. And I don't choose that. I like earthly pleasures way too much. I told my dad, I said, hey, I said, you believe in some crazy shit, like, I guess. And they'll say, well, I'll see you on the other side. Well, you seeing me now. Shit, what the fuck? Yeah, we were born with immortality. But a lot of these people be like, I'm an old man. Father time has gotten to me. Looking like Yoda and shit. Whatever. Shit. That shit is crazy. And why would somebody need for you to die so that they can collect some life insurance? Man, that shit is crazy, yo. Like, but money and prosperity is abundant. I make money in my sleep. I make money whenever the fuck I want money. I can call money to me. Money. So these people will give up their immortality for money. That don't, like, none of it makes any sense, y'all. And it just, I gotta be honest with y'all. And common sense is not too common. So a lot of these people that we don't manage to save are going to be dead and their bodies are going to rot, and it already smells like rot. And rot smells like something that you can't stand. You can't even be near it. Spirits, what messages you got for us today? I'm going to do a couple cards and shit. Let's channel this shit into the cards. This some deep ass shit. I ain't never went live for over 3 hours and talked about spirit. Y'all want to know what spirit is? That's why I enjoy scaring the fuck out of people. I can't wait until Halloween. I'm gonna be able to scare the shit out of these goddamn scary ass motherfuckers. You scared of life. You not scared of death. You scared of life. Ace of Cups in the upright position came up, y'all. Uh-oh. Everybody in my circle. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let's see what Spirit got to say. Oh my God, y'all. You can't make this shit up. Look at what I got, y'all. The Ace of Cups and the Ten of Cups, and both of them are in the upright position. Oh, y'all, it done got kind of, oh, fuck. Son of a bitch. I guess I needed to tip some liquor to my homies. All right, y'all. Hold on. Ace of Cups upright, Ten of Cups upright. Okay, so I'm using the Wildwood Tarot deck. Oh, yeah, look, okay. Pimps up, hoes down. That's funny. Two of Cups reversed. Yeah, that's a pretty good reading. These two cards are, look at all these, look at these cards. Ace of Cups, Ten of Cups. So because the Ace of Cups upright trumps the Three of Cups and the Two of Cups, you got to understand your trump cards. It's a trump card right here. Any ace is a trump card. So for example, if I would have gotten a Five of Pentacles in this reading, the Ace of Pentacles would trump that card. It's a wild card. Any of the aces and the major arcana, those are wild cards, okay? So Ace of Cups, Ten of Cups, Ace of Pentacles was first, and then Three of Cups is reversed. That's the negative energy. Two of Cups is reversed. So these are the negative energies that are trying to tear down your love, peace, and happiness. And then Two of Cups is trying to do harm to you, make you be in pain. The Ace of Cups trumps the Two of Cups. So if we were to do a card game with these cards, this Three of Cups, which is represents the three negative entities, the demons, represents maybe a female energy in your life that's trying to fuck with you, trying to fuck with your money, trying to fuck with your happiness, trying to fuck with you. And then the Two of Cups represents your inner balance. Two of Cups represents your inner balance. Not just your relationships, but your inner balance of the heart chakra. Ace of Cups trumps that card. Those are trump cards. Those are wild cards. If I were to pull the Devil, that would be the ultimate wild card, especially if it were in the upright position. The World represents completion and balance and things where they are supposed to be. A closing to a negative cycle. Let's draw the next card. Oh, I love this card, y'all. Okay. That's beautiful. This is the adversary. That's the adversary. Five of Wands is upright, meaning if you get the Five of Wands in a reading upright, that means that you have won a spiritual battle. Seven of Swords means that you have won a spiritual battle in this reading up, and I don't have to strength. That's it. That's all. That's it. Strength was the last card I'm going to draw out of this reading. Okay. Do y'all see this reading? So look at what's in the cards. Three of Cups in the upright position represents happiness and goddamn celebrating. And see, we done already did the work. So we did the work over here. So we ain't got to worry about this. We did the work, obviously, because we got the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. All three in a row. I could have quit. I could have quit pulling cards after these three cards. Current, past, future. Extending the energy and the information, you see the adversary come up. But then the World comes up. Three of Pentacles, Princess of Cups, the Five of Wands, Seven of Swords, and Strength card. So that meant that you overcame. Anytime the Strength card comes up in a reading, it means that you overcame the negativity. So this is how many cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards that I pulled. So that means that you overcame the adversary. And you good. But did you do the work? If you woke up this morning and you felt balanced, you felt complete, you felt blessed, you felt healthy, okay, you good. And the Strength card is always a good card. Let's throw the cards on the adversary. And they real bitter, real bitter. The adversary is upset. They ain't got no money to go shopping with. You done paid your bills and you got money to do a bunch of shopping, don't you? Spirit, show me what the adversary is dealing with. Ten of Cups fell out upright for the adversary. Okay. That's not good. Your enemies are surrounded by God energy. Look at that. They are dealing with the finger of God, the magician, and the Ten of Wands reversed. So our adversaries are going through a lot right now. They're feeling a tremendous burden. Their ancestors are speaking to them. Their ancestors are fucking their asses up. The Tower, them curses are coming down on them. Ace of Pentacles comes up. So the adversary I would say probably around September. I feel very hopeful for my enemies. I wish y'all well. The people that have tried to stop me, the people that have tried to do harm to me, y'all gonna be all right. Where you want to be, I'm already there. Where you want to be, I'm already there. But around September, the 3rd, a lot of the enemies are going to move on with their life. Yeah. They not gonna be able to keep you wrapped up in that bullshit no more. They gonna be done, because a lot of y'all want y'all enemies to move on. You want them to quit bothering you. And so this is actually the shadow side. The Magician represents the shadow side. And then the Tower. So things are going to get a lot better. For example, around Halloween, people are going to be doing more. People are going to be feeling good. People are going to be in good spirits, because right now a lot of the empaths are just really not happy, because a lot of people are just very unhappy. So that's good news for the empaths. You want your enemy to move on and make peace with the situation, and they're going to do that. Okay. And so are y'all. I'm talking about your real spiritual enemies. Now, like I said, you have to speak to the underworld if you're a practitioner. You can't be just love and light. That's impossible. You can't be just love and light. You have to deal with the underworld. Okay. And if you don't know anything about that, you probably should get a reading. But most of the people, like I said, my clients, they are already well informed. Like, all of my clients are very intelligent. They come to me because I have access to their Akashic records. That's why they come to me. That's why I'm going to always have a business, and I'm going to always have a place, regardless to what my enemies feel. Okay? All right, y'all. I got to go. I'm hungry. I done started eating these damn blueberries. About to get me a burger or something. I'll see y'all later. Peace and love. Have a happy weekend. Love and light.